Weakness to warrior mindset. Let's go on a walk. Topic of the day today. American flag, salute. All right. Topic of the day today is, am I the fittest guy in the gym? Well, I can say, as far as body fat percentage, yes, I am. Am I the biggest guy in the gym? No. You see, I go at 4:30 in the morning. I try to be there every morning at 4:30 because it's a smaller crowd. But there are a few guys in there that are quite bigger than I am as far as muscular, but they have a higher body fat percentage. Now, if they would get on my program, Weakness to Warrior Mindset, they would look a hell of a lot better because they have the muscle mass. So all they really need to do is drop the body fat, and it'll make them stand out that much better. But the problem with men, yes, you men, is you don't like to be at a low body weight, meaning men typically like to be heavier. Like, they believe that being heavy, as far as how much you weigh on the scale, makes them tougher or makes them more of a man. But that's not necessarily true, because the heavier you are, that means the more your heart has to work. And the harder your heart has to work means your heart's not going to be that healthy, because it's got to pump blood to all that muscle tissue and the subcutaneous fat and the visceral fat. So you have to take that in account. It's way better to be at a lower body weight and a lower body fat percentage and look more aesthetically pleasing, healthier, and in shape. I think that's where men get it wrong. Like, when I went on this journey, I was like 186 pounds. I'm down to 153. Do I like being 153 pounds? No. To me, that's too freaking light. That's the weight, or this is the weight that I used to weigh in freaking high school. My goal is 170 pounds, 10% body fat. 170 pounds on this frame is going to look jacked, ripped, peeled, lean, whatever you want to call it. So, the point of this ramble is you don't need to be afraid to go to a lower body weight. It's better for you overall. It doesn't put as much stress on your joints, on your hips, and you can move a lot faster and you're a lot lighter. Not only that, your insulin sensitivity is way better, Because when you eat the food that you need to eat to gain the muscle, it doesn't prioritize that insulin or the carbs or the nutrients to fat cells. It prioritizes it right to the muscle building. See, when you're at a higher body fat percentage, see, your insulin sensitivity is all fucked up. See, when you eat food, it prioritizes that nutrients and those calories right to the fat cells because there are more of them. So if there are more of the cells, it's going to trigger the body to send all that stuff to where there's more of. On the inverse, if you have more muscle tissue, less body fat cells, it's going to send all that nutrients to your muscles. That's the way it works. See, there are phases to this. If you build a lot of muscle, get lean. If you don't have a lot of muscle, get lean anyways. Because when you eat that food or you're in the lean bulk, your body can now prioritize to building that muscle. And then at the end of your lean bulk phase, what you do is you do another mini cut. So it re-sensitizes your insulin levels so that you can continue to build muscle. Obviously, there's a threshold. You don't want to look like Dorian Yates or a bodybuilder because that's too big. There's a fine line between being too big and being too small. You want to be right in that 170 to like 185 pound range-ish, right under 200 pounds. That's ideal for a man, depending on your body height. I mean, if you're 6'5", obviously 180 pounds, you're gonna look scrawny. So I could say maybe 205 at the max. Because what happens is, as you build these big gigantic muscles, it is calorically expensive. Meaning you're eating 3,500 calories every single day. Me, I have to bump my calories up to at least 2,800. So I'm going from like 2,260 up to 2,850. That's a huge freaking increase. Most of those calories are going to go right to my maintenance levels. And then I'm shooting for a 250 calorie deficit. Or not deficit, sorry. Surplus. See, I'm shooting for a quarter to about a half a pound a week in weight gain. It's not freaking huge so that my body fat percentage can stay low. And if it gets too high, then it won't take that long for me to get it off. Go in a short 4-week mini cut, 6 pounds, gone. Get back down to shredded. When you're in this phase, you're going to go through a bunch of phases. I should say, when you're on this journey or this lifestyle, you're going to go through a bunch of phases. You're going to go through, obviously, the fat loss phase, the recomp phase, back to a mini cut, and then back up to maintenance with a slight surplus. And then when you get to the place at which you want to stay, what you do is you eat at maintenance calories for a little bit, for a couple months, 6 months. After 6 months, do another mini cut. That way it resensitizes your insulin levels. And that's the yo-yo you want to do. It's not static. It's never going to be the same. You don't ever want your body to be in homeostasis, because then it gets too comfortable. When you get too comfortable, that's when stuff breaks down and you start to lose your edge. So you always want to be in this constant freaking flux. I know it sucks. But that's life, and that's reality, and that's the way these things work. You always want to be well within the freaking striking distance of being able to drop the fat immediately within a month. You see, that's the best case scenario. That way you can enjoy life a little, but then bam, bring your shit back down, bring your body weight back down, bring your fat levels back down. Keep staying at like 10% body fat. That's the way to do it. You can stay 10% body fat year round as long as you do these things. So you jump up to 12%, that's about 6 pounds. Within a month, you'll be back down to 10%. What happens is when you start to add a little weight, your body sort of likes it. It helps your glycogen levels, it helps your overall health, it helps your muscle repair, helps your muscle growth, helps your brain, helps every part of your body. And then when you do that mini cut, bam, the body starts to get into these cycles and it starts to know what to do. So as soon as it starts dropping calories, as soon as you start dropping calories, and it knows, okay, this is where I'm going to start attacking the fat. Because you have such little fat and so much muscle that it knows where to take its nutrients and its food from. Right from the fat source. And you won't lose muscle mass. And your body won't freaking cannibalize or anesthetize your freaking muscle tissue. So you can always stay ripped year round. I know you're going to say that this isn't the definition of 10% year round. But if it only takes 4 weeks to get down to 10% once a year, I would say that's staying 10% year round. You do these small little mini cuts, bam, it'll show more of that muscle you built. Now, maintenance calories will shift. My maintenance calories dropped when I dropped all the body weight, all the body fat. My maintenance calories are going to shift again once I start to build the lean muscle, because lean muscle burns more fat or burns more calories during your NEAT process. Non-exercise activity thermogenics means your muscles will require more calories and burn more calories because it's using all that nutrients to be in a constant state of repair and maintenance. So, what to take away from this video? Well, what to take away from this video is you have to be comfortable. I know I said get out of your comfort zone, but you have to be comfortable with getting to a lower body fat or a lower body weight percentage or pounds on the scale so that you can look better overall. You have to understand that this is not going to be steady state, that this is not going to be a straight line, that it's going to be these ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. And you have to be prepared for that. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So, take what advice I gave you, do with it what you will. And remember, YouTube, this is not meant for people under 18. This is adult content, an adult channel. So quit flagging me. So, on to the frickin' end phase. You know what the end phase is? To get to where you want to be in life, you got to do one thing. You got to get up off the couch and get on your journey from weakness to warrior mindset.